Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's me, GGRN here, and today we're going to be doing a fishing rod glitch in Minecraft Bedrock 1.19. It is a fishing rod glitch that me and EnderBoss figured out literally for just by playing around. That's literally how the glitches get found out. But we were just literally throwing fishing rods at each other, and we figured out a really cool glitch with it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Give us just a little bit to set it up. But are you ready, Ender?
Heck yeah, dude. Let's do it.
Okay.
So guys, for this little glitch, if you want to call it that, right, you're going to need a few things. A shield at least, a fishing rod, some boots, preferably with feather falling because you don't want to hit the ground too hard, and some food because you're going to be taking a bit of damage.
Yes.
But yeah, Gust also has the same thing. We'll get to that part in a just gotta wait a little bit longer, guys. Just wait. Calm down.
It's one of those glitches that there's a lot of testing you need to figure out why it's useful. It's kind of...
That's about right.
What?
That's about right,
yeah,
dude.
we spent like 2 hours just testing it out, just figuring out what could work with it and what we could all do with it. And I would say we spent a solid like 10 minutes just trying to figure out like if what we were doing was correct or how it all worked at certain times. And then we'd be like, oh, that's how it works. And then we were wrong. And we're like, oh, okay, just kidding.
So if you guys figure out anything else that we haven't already talked in the video when we get there, just put in the comments down below. For once,
yes,
that would be amazing. Much appreciated.
Yes.
Okay.
So Ender actually made a little cheat sheet for what each of the certain glitches you can do with it.
Yep,
and
that's a little cheat sheet.
This is the very basic first one. It is the double rod jump. So there are two people. There is the bouncer and there is the launcher. The bouncer, we'll get a little more in depth about it, but essentially what you can do is you can hook yourself with your own rod but be connected to the other person's rod, and then if they walk away but are still within range, you can reel your rod in and get launched over to the bouncer. So if I were the one, I will be the launcher in this situation, correct, Ender?
That's true. I will be the bouncer. I'm going to be the guy who bounces his rod back to him.
Yes.
So that's the bouncer. Launcher's the one that just yeets themselves everywhere.
Yes.
But yeah. So, it should be pretty explanatory.
Yep. So as this was saying, the first step is the bouncer. The bouncer will deflect the launcher's rod back to them, and then it will hit me. And then the bouncer gets to where they want to be, or as Ender says, or takes the high ground. And then the bouncer will pull the rod first, and the launcher, which is me, will pull my rod a second later. So how this will work is, do you want to just get set up in position, Ender?
Yeah, let's get ready here.
Okay, this is it in range, I'm assuming?
Okay, we'll find out, yeah.
So what you're going to do as the launcher is, Ender is going to need to have a shield, and he's going to need to be crouching in position, so I can throw it.
And have the fishing rod in your hand.
You will need to have the fishing rod in your hand. This is very important. Yes. And when he is ready, he will crouch. And you want to aim just a little bit above their head and throw the rod.
Like so.
And as you can see, now I am hooked on my own rod. See?
And
it says he hooked me, but I am the one who hit him with it.
That's true. And also, a cool thing to note is if I switch my fishing rod...
It is disconnected. There's nothing there now.
Yeah. It's really weird.
But now watch this. Now, if I click my left mouse button or right mouse button again to like reel it, nothing happens. But then if I go this time, now it's there. So it glitches it out almost. So
if we do it again, we'll show you what happens if GGRN does the same thing. Now if he moves his rod,
now watch what happens if I switch.
It's still there.
Nothing happens.
So I never used my fishing rod, as you guys can see. So I'll get myself ready too, so we can actually show you how to do this jump. I'm gonna right click, and I miss, and there we go.
Yep, there. So he has me hooked right now with his own rod, and then mine is hooked onto him as well. And if it's really funny, if you look up, you can actually see the bobber is just sitting in my face right now.
That's about right. So Gust, can you right click your rod quick?
Yep.
Yep. See, and as you see,
I get pulled over.
His has already worked. It's kind of cool. But now watch if I do it. Doesn't work.
And so it still says it's up there, yeah.
Yep, here's the rule with this. If the launcher uses their rod before the bouncer uses their rod,
Which
the
I am the
bouncer's
launcher in
rod
this situation.
instantly breaks. Like it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in mind. If you're gonna do any of these, the bouncer has to use their rod first.
So
before the launcher.
essentially, it has to go in opposite order. So if I go first and hook Ender or hook myself with my own rod, and then Ender throws it, then we have to do it opposite. So then to get this to work so that I get launched, Ender will have to first click and it will pull me in, and then I will have to click and I'll get pulled in even further, which we will demonstrate right now. So first,
Okay, let's get it doing.
All right,
Here
so
we go.
just
I'm
make
ready.
Sure they're ready. All right.
And Gus should
Just
get hit.
like that.
I'm gonna hit him.
And he hit me.
See
Yep.
how his rod looks like it canceled, but it really didn't.
Yep.
Now, obviously, you want always take the high ground.
Yes. And as long as the rod
is on
stays
the
connected,
platform.
perfect. Now watch. If
So-
I were to pull myself, I would pull myself forward, but then Ender couldn't do it, and that would completely it wouldn't work because it would. There's no point of it being the double rod bounce because it would be one
Exactly.
rod. So Ender now has to go first, and then watch what happens.
3, 2, 1. He's
And I pulled
able to
myself
make
Pretty
quite
much all the way
more
up
of the
there.
distance.
Now, just so we can prove, I landed right here from all the way back there. Now, if Ender is to do it again and just use his, watch, we will not go the same distance. So just hook me
okay.
and then walk up there and
Okay.
watch now. It will not go. I will not go as far. And just so you know,
And-
mine is disconnected. Now watch.
3, 2, 1.
See,
See, so the double rod
1,
jump
2,
makes
3,
quite a
4,
bit of difference.
5, about 5 block difference, which might not be the biggest deal, but in height situations, it's actually really helpful, which we figured out. So we'll do it
Now,
one
if
more
we
time.
time this,
If we time it,
correctly-
yes. If we time it correctly,
and if Gus jumps when I jump, he should even make much farther distance than
yes.
what he is.
I'm gonna try to get a running start too, actually. So tell me when you're ready.
So, on like
I'm gonna run
guess
and I'm gonna
2 and
jump
a half.
right here. Okay. So
Okay,
when
sounds
I
good.
jump, just pull me. Okay.
Yep.
Ready? Pretty much
Look
the
at
same.
that.
But still,
is
do you see the
awesome.
speed we get pulled? It's so much faster. That is just the first part of this. There's a lot more to this glitch than just that. That is just one of the things
Very
we
true.
found out. Actually,
Now,
and if you
depending-
want to know the story behind it, we can do a whole story time later about it in my interview eventually
Yeah.
we'll do. But as of right now, just know that it's a funny story.
Yeah, and just so we're clear, it always, not always actually, depending on your height and the distance away, you can actually land the other player, the launcher, on the same block the bouncer's at.
Yep, it's just all about timing. That's the one thing is.
So we
can-
could actually show that, a clip of that, in our actual server, the Lostcraft SMP. We'll get to that. We'll show it right here. That way you don't skip a beat, I guess. And let's get to the next one,
Yep,
guys.
that will be right here.
Weren't you over here?
No, I was right here. Okay, just try it again.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
There we go. That was perfect.
That was
See,
not bad
we-
at all. There we
We
go.
were literally perfectly synced up essentially.
And if you guys don't believe, let's just do it one more time, actually.
Yep, there's one more time just to make sure. Okay. Boom. Oh,
Oh, gosh.
it was messed up. Why is it doing that? Okay, there we go. Okay,
3,
now watch. Ready?
2,
Go ahead.
1.
Pretty much the same.
So we're back at the next one. This is going to be a bit different. Obviously, this is going to be a bit later game because you need to beat the Ender Dragon, go to the end cities, that kind of jazz. But this is going to be Gus's favorite, the Elytra
Yes,
long jump.
This is the
So Gus,
Elytra
why don't you
long
give him
jump.
a quick read?
All right, so the Elytra long jump. Number 1, the bouncer deflects the launcher's rod back at him. So once again, it will be the same step. I will throw my rod at him, it will deflect and hit me. The bouncer will take high ground, and then the launcher takes off with the Elytra like they normally would, but instead of just jumping and using like a firework to launch yourself off, you can actually launch yourself off with just the rod and shoot yourself forward. And then there's the second part of it, the Elytra long jump. I cannot speak. Okay, hold
The
on.
Elytra
Hold on,
long
okay.
double jump launch.
Okay. Here's the second part, the Elytra long double jump launch, which is, number 1, bouncer deflects the launcher's rod back at them, then hits them with their own. So that would be the same as just the Elytra double jump launch, except for
Yep.
you have an Elytra this time. the bouncer takes high ground, and then the launcher takes off with their first rod, and then the bouncer does the same a second later. So essentially,
Actually,
I think that's actually reversed because technically.
yeah, I was about to say I found a typo. It's actually the bouncer who pulls
bouncer
first.
will pull first, and then I'll get launched, and then I'll get launched in this.
Exactly. So let's get the first one, just the normal elytra jump here for you. I'm gonna just pull GG Arnie since he's the fly boy.
Yep.
So let's do it again. A lot of this is just repeating the same process.
Yep.
So I'm not gonna hook him with this one because
Yep.
it's not the longer jump.
This is just me throwing it at him, and then I'm gonna do it. So I will get a running start, and I'll pull myself forward.
This is important to realize that no matter where the bouncer's at, he will gain the exact same speed just by pulling himself. So that's all that glitches. When he hits himself, no matter where the bouncer's at, he's able to pull himself super fast, no matter where you're at.
So as you can see, if we'll do it one more time just for demonstration. I didn't really explain what I was doing, but essentially, that was no fireworks involved. It's literally just a strategy to go far with an elytra if you don't have access to fireworks. Yeah. So for instance, I'm on a little platform here. He's up above. So if I want to get speed, I'll take off running, I'll jump, and then I will right click and pull myself up with the launcher. Ender is essentially doing nothing but standing there.
I'm basically, as far as I go, the bouncer's job with this one is just the farther you go or the higher you go, the more, I guess we call it terminal velocity,
terminal velocity
launcher is going to get.
All right, so ready?
Bada bing, boom, bang, bop. Now let's get running up here.
I'll get it this time.
And here we go. Boom, look at that. Even if you jump, it goes even farther.
And I think this is honestly quite impressive height with just a fishing rod and two technically, but like.
Well, that was just one.
That was just one fishing rod, but you need the fishing rod for it to work.
Now let's do the double elytra long jump.
Yep, which this one you can actually use in another way. We also figured out that I can go somewhere and then I can pull myself back in with the elytra really quickly.
Gus, that's spoilers. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
There we go. Make sure you hook them, by the way.
Yep.
Sometimes if it doesn't hit the first time, you can just reel in and hit them again. Except if you were the launcher, because they're going to have to re-hit themselves. That kind of jazz.
So essentially, same thing. I'm going to take off, I'm going to run, and I'm going to jump, and he's going to pull. And then the moment he pulls, a second later, I'm going to pull as well. So it will be, before I pass Ender, I should be going as fast as I can just so I can get as much speed as possible.
Exactly. So I'm going to stand all the way back here. And on the count of 3,
I'm going to take off running.
2, 3. There you go.
Which that one didn't work as well. I think it got a little messed up. But like I said, a lot of it is testing.
Lot of, like, the double elytra rod jump, that's going to take a hot second.
It took us a while to get it took us a while to get us a good one for it to work. But
it's better just to do this like the first one, to be honest, because the odds of you being able to pull it at the right time are not that high.
Yeah, we like I said, we spent like probably half an hour just testing this one to get it to work.
Because if you think about it, if I pull it and then he pulls it when he gets close to me, that distance that he gets the closer to me, the less speed he's going to get from that, which could slow him down.
Yep. We'll try it one more time and just see if we can get it to work again.
I would just pull earlier.
Okay, I will. All right, ready?
3, 2, 1. There you go.
There we go. That worked. Yeah,
bad.
That one worked a lot better. This one's distance, this one's a distance one as well. And then there's the second part of it, which this one.
This is Gus's favorite.
You could find a way to make it effective. I know there'd be a way to make it effective.
Who knows? There could be another broken glitch that we found. We just found this out by just messing around. Okay, Gus, the last one.
Yes.
I'm excited for this.
Yes, I agree. So, this is just essentially, this is only stuff I will be using. Ender will not be touching any of this because for this to work, he needs to keep the fishing rod in his hand. But Ender, would you go ahead and explain to them what this glitch is?
Okay. I'm going to call this the elytra rewind, the bouncer deflects, blah, blah, blah. We get that point, right? So, obviously, the launcher wants to take the high ground. Number 3, this is very important, guys. As long as the bouncer, aka me, is holding that rod, the launcher can launch themselves back. So it's all this basically is the double elytra long jump, but with a delayed pull from the launcher's part. Okay, that's all it is. This could come very just great handy wise for PvP matches or just in general trying to get out of I guess lava situations or another.
That is true.
So things to keep in mind right here is if the line breaks, no back drag.
Yep.
Your partner's stranded. So do not let go of that rod unless if you actually have to. 2, it can, obviously can back drag midair. So if they're flying and they change their mind, they can just instantly stop how fast they're moving.
Yep.
So if I launch him, he can slow himself down and just do a quick U-turn.
Yep.
Also, the launcher can swap weapons midair, so he could actually use his bow. He could use his sword. He doesn't have to hold the fishing rod.
I can literally do anything I want.
So this would be really good just if your teammate needed to regain HP, so you just swap the roles.
Yep.
Very simple.
Very
Gus,
simple.
let's get that part going.
Alrighty.
Boom, bang, okay? So, once again, I'm going to pull the rod first. If Gus pulls the rod first, he ain't coming back, boys.
Yep, if I pull the rod right now, Ender cannot do anything. It will completely make no sense for him to have hooked me in the beginning. So, Ender, go ahead.
3, 2, 1.
And then that's me just getting pulled. So that's just essentially the same thing we did, was the long jump. But here's the special part of it. Now, I'll hook him quickly.
And I'll hook you. Go back to the start.
Yep. Now, let's just say, like we said, Ender is fighting people over there, okay? And let's say I come over now, and he needs to get away. If we have enough time to hook... Oh, watch this. Well, essentially, I'm already showing you. I can let go of the fishing rod. I can fight. Now, if Ender needs to leave and go somewhere because he needs to heal, he can run off quickly.
Yep, I'm dipping, and I'm gonna pull... Well, I'm gonna pull him.
And then I can do this. Watch it. I'm not even looking at watch. I get pulled back.
We could even pull himself back. That's amazing.
So, essentially, that was nothing because we weren't even elevated. But, like, in certain situations we've done before, you can pull yourself way farther, especially if it's done properly. If I were to turn around and jump and pull myself, I would have gotten launched all the way over there.
So, let's do that part.
Yep, especially with an elytra if you have it.
And we're going to try this again here. He's going to hit himself. I'm going to hit him with my rod. I'm going to run all the way up these stairs to the platform, and I'm going to try to pull him all the way over here. Ready, Gus?
Yep.
Boom!
There we go.
There we go. Look at this man fly.
So now I am
Gus
right here. So,
fighting.
Yes, so let's say he is back there now. I am fighting. So like we said, you can switch to anything. You can use your sword. You can eat. Just demonstrate that.
Look at him eating. That's crazy.
You can use the crossbow. You can do anything, and I can still pull myself. So now, Ender needs to retreat, so he's getting low, and I want to go with him. So I run, pull myself out.
Boom! Look at that. Like that. He didn't fly, but
I did not fly.
Flew all the way over here.
But regardless, if I would have actually double spaced, I would have been able to fly over. So
that was pretty dang solid.
Yes, that is literally just a combination of the two things we learned, the double jump and the elytra launch, which can turn into the double launch elytra. Or the using it in PvP. If you are fighting your friends in a server that you have made or whatever, and you have fishing rods, literally, this can be one of the most broken strategies just to get away and to leave.
That's about right.
But also, you can pull your friends over as long as you set the trick up before. Now, you might be asking, what's the purpose of Ender even hooking me in the beginning? Because if I just do this, right? If he just blocks himself and I do this, I can just now pull myself, right? But let's say I'm not over there and Ender needs me to get there quickly. Well, then I'd have to go like this.
He would have to pull himself and waste his rod.
Yep, and then we'd have to set it up again and again, and it just wouldn't make sense to set it up. Where if you do it 2 times, you can do it in 2 separate ways. But yes, that is pretty much everything we have learned in this.
Now, I also want to add, GG, a few things that we have tested is going through nether portals.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we aren't going to get anywhere in the world teleportation. As far as I know, if you guys want to test it, you guys totally can.
And if you find out something, tell us. Yes, if you find out something, tell us, because that would be very cool to have other people be a part of this.
Yep, we haven't tried it with end portals though, so you could give it that shot.
Yep.
We haven't tried render distance, that kind of jazz. Remember that if the launcher pulls their rod first, bouncer can't pull their rods, and you could actually use a lot.
Bouncer can't. Yes. Sorry, my bad. Launcher. If the launcher uses it first, there's no point to using the bouncers anymore because the bouncer won't be able to do it.
Exactly. In the double rod jump, that's really hard to pull off. Even me and Gust have Gust and I have a hard time pulling that off. You might as well just do the normal long elytra jump. So
it was just something we wanted to add in there just for testing purposes and stuff. Like we said,
heck yeah,
it's still a fairly new thing. We really just figured this out a little while ago and wanted to make a video on it because no one has made a video on it and no one has said anything about it. So we were like, well, no, we were just like, hey, this is something new. No one's made a video. Why not add in something about it? Because, I mean, like, the odds of using these in, like, just normal, like, Minecraft gameplay are probably not too huge. But when you're as bad of a player as me sometimes, it is a nice thing to be able to pull yourself out of some situations where, for instance, I didn't know how to use an elytra the first time that well, and I almost got myself killed quite a few times just because that's just how I am at this game.
Oh, and I think we should add this. We don't know if it's 100% true. We tested it on 2 systems, and there's this weird thing that happened on one of the systems where if you launched the other player
at a fast enough speed,
as fast as you can go, like per se looking down, and you just max out your elytra speed, you would lose control of your cursor.
Yeah, so essentially I would look up directly the moment he'd pull, and then I'd pull myself and shoot straight up, and then I'd just look and shoot straight down, and I'd be going so fast, and all of a sudden I couldn't move left and right. It just would not let me move.
So the moral of that story is if that does happen with you, make sure you look up right away and try not to max out your speed right away.
Yes, because if you max out your speed, you will almost die like me about 3 different times because I thought I could control it and could not.
And if you're wondering if it has to do with our system, the laptop that it did happen with had a RTX 3060 and an i7 11th gen. So it's not that like it was a bad computer. It wasn't lag or anything.
And both of our PCs are fairly new and have good parts in them. So it was just essentially either us breaking the game or something in the server that it just randomly glitched out at those odd times just to work perfectly.
Exactly. So let us know in the comments down below if this happens to you. That way we can actually test it a bit more. Because if it's not just one, well, our 2 systems, right? Yeah. And it happens with more of you guys, that just means, you know, we just gotta be cautious.
Yes, and me and Luke are just elytraing back down and up. Cause
we're just casually talking. But yeah, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys do end up trying this, it's a fun little thing you can do with your friends. Leave us just a comment down below, you know. And if you guys did enjoy just the fact how we may or may not have messed this up a few times, but regardless of that, please hit a like and subscribe.
My bad.
Shots fired. Leaving a like helps get our content to newer people, helps us grow the community even faster. Our communities are amazing, guys. Also, if you haven't, leave a like, subscribe.
Yes, and Ender's literally like 6 or 7 subscribers away from 400. Get him to 400. He's so close, guys. Come on now.
I may or may not have already hit 400.
Okay, so I didn't know that.
Anyway,
but he hit 400. See you guys in the next video. Peace. You hit 400?
Yeah.
Oh.